What's up, guys? This is Ninja on the Ninja, and I have another video for you today. Unfortunately, it's about politics, drama, so no gaming here today. But that said, it's something that we should know about. If you want to make the world a better place, you have to get involved. Now, I know you want to close it away. This is negative. I'm going to put it over here so that I can have all my positive, and I'm going to remove the negative. And understand that works until the Nazis come. And when the Nazis come, they kill you because you're not playing their game. And the reason why that happened is because instead of taking that call, you were like, I'm going to hold off on being responsible today and play video games. Whereas if you took that call, hey, the Nazis want to know if they can come into America, and all you have to do is vote and say, no, we don't want any Nazis, and then I'll be there. What day? Oh, okay, I will be there to vote. Thank you. Hang up and go back to playing your game. That's all it is. But you didn't take the call, and you waited a month, and now the Nazis are here, and now it's too late. That's what's going on, right? So that's kind of basically what my whole channel is about right now. I want to include gaming, I want to talk about stuff that doesn't matter, but more and more, this stuff matters more and more. And more because no one is being responsible. It's falling onto us to be responsible because they don't want to do it. They didn't want to do it. Or they can't. They don't have enough. They need backup, right? So instead of being drafted into war a few years from now, how about you pause your game and get up and face the world and deal with stuff? Take a day off that month, a day to go handle some shit, or that week. A day a week is a lot better than dying in a war. Okay? That's what it's come down to. That's what you're not participating in. That's the kind of stuff that we're dealing with. I know you want to play your video game. I know you don't want to. You rather do this. You rather do that. Be a princess. Fuck around. Play in pretend land. Blah blah blah. But understand the Nazis are coming. They are coming, and we are the Nazis because you won't step up, right? There are people out there that are just doing a job, and there are people out there that are taking advantage of those people who are just doing a job, right? Anyways, so again, all of this is related. Um, so I'm gonna put out a video, and I'm gonna basically go over the comment I left. So, boom. So this is when there you go. Destiny Destroys MAGA Supporter Logic in 60 Seconds by Charles Kent, who has 2,000 subscribers. This video was seen by 36,000 people. It's 2 weeks old. It's not doing pretty good. The Destiny debate itself did a lot better, and the more people that see stuff like this, the better it is, because then it's less likely for war because people are participating. That's the point. That's the goal. It's to raise awareness. That's all we're doing, okay? And again, you have to pause your game and go be an adult once a week. It's a lot better than dying in a war, right? Okay, that's the alternative right now. If you put it down, you gotta put it down, put it down, put it down, and eventually there's no one left. Um, I will post a video after this video. It's called "Don't Be a Sucker," and in that video, they're going to explain how Hitler did what he did in Germany, and understand that's exactly what's going on in America. All you have to do is take out the names in that video, like the Nazis, instead of Nazis, MAGA, right? Instead of um, the 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 army that he had, the Liberation Police or whatever the hell he called, we have ICE, right? So the point is, just instead of Hitler, it's Trump. It's basically the same thing. Like, but maybe it was worse because Hitler was actually a powerhouse, whereas today, um, Trump is more of a puppet, and he is more a government of people that he let in, and those people have the reins. And unfortunately, they are suckers, and they are letting like China and Germany and Russia and blah blah blah, in Korea and all of these places, Ukraine, like everywhere affect, right? The thing is, like, presidents before would something would be said and they wouldn't be affected by it, but Trump is like a woman, right? In that he's ruled by his emotions and he can't contain his emotions, right? Like just the other day, I watched a video of Obama, right, and this person heckler in the audience was going nuts. And Obama just calmly was like, "No, just let him talk. I hear you. I hear you. I'll talk to you. Let's just get through this." Much like I'm doing right now to you. Now that I think about it, Obama was the same way. Just chill for a moment. I'm talking real quick. Once I'm done talking, we can talk. But right now, this is my time. Okay, I have the floor, right? So, okay. So now I'm gonna read my comment. Okay. So I said, "Hey, what's up?" I'll skip all of this part because it's basically my intro to the comment, right? Uh, okay, there it is. Boom. So let me get rid of all that. Boop. Okay. So my first line was, "You didn't go far enough." Now, what I mean in this is that watch this video and listen to what he says, okay? And my response and what he was calling out, what he was talking about, what he was pointing out, and whatnot. You didn't go far enough. And the same thing is true with the Destiny. The same thing is true for I forget his name. What is it? Long Island Audit. I always tell him you don't go far enough. You're not hitting hard enough. Unfortunately, I think he might be in prison or dead because of me, or because of basically what you gotta do, because you have to be a martyr. But because of the way this game is played, the system is played, they control the narrative. So people like Jesus would never fucking promote, right? As much as people would love it, they control the algorithm. So as much growth as like the only way this can grow is if people actually point it out and you actually share this video with your friends and your family. And word of mouth, hey, check out Ninja on a Ninja. The stuff he says is pretty good. He makes a lot of sense. You should check him out. You should hear him out. And then more people will start looking me up, typing my name, and that's unfortunately the only way. When people sell out America and they sell out in general, and when they're sluts and they're whores and when they're useless or when they make you money, they steer people to them, right? If you're the biggest idiot and you're the biggest sellout, you're boom, you're number one. You pop off and you get the attention. As long as you make America suck, and as long as you're easily tricked, and as long as you're easy to influence, you get all the attention, and all the algorithms say your name. You search this video game, certain people will pop up because you're that person. You're the sellout. You're the fucking Trump of their world, and they're gonna use you to make money. They're gonna use you to destroy America, right? That's what's going on. That's how the game is rigged right now. It's been rigged through entirety forever, but it's like rigged to destroy America right now. It's rigged to basically set your house on fire. They're teaching you it's better to be a lame dimwit who became a performer because he was a back alley thug in his youth, and because he came from that, he prevails. So people that have a home are going into back alleys so they can come from back alleys and be like, I'm like him. But they were born with the silver spoon in their mouth, and instead of taking that and trying to make the world a better place, they want to instead live the same life you live. You see what I'm saying? So, anyways, that's what I mean by you didn't go far enough. You have to be a good leader. You can't just be on the sidelines like, yeah, he said that thing. Yeah, that's the problem. That's not going far enough. So, anyways, I point this out because this video is about trying to point something out. And my point is, you didn't point the root cause. All you did was say a symptom, and that doesn't solve anything. It just states what's being stated even more. So I am making this comment and video to explain to you the actual answer and not just the symptom. I would have left it as a comment, as I don't see that this is a big deal, like this video in this situation. But the problem is, this is a big deal on the global stage because a lot of people think like you and they don't go far enough. That is why I'm making the video. That's why I'm making the video follow up, right? So making my case for the comment that the intro that I left of the comment that I did go over. So, anyways, in short, the issue is that the people. This is the root. Okay. The, in short, the issue is that the people who make up MAGA, the people involved, the people who participate, the people watching, anybody out there, even me, right? This is why I'm trying to better myself. But everybody out there is what I'm talking about. They, me myself included, are uneducated. You're not educated enough. You are not intelligent. You are not educated. You are not formalized. You don't know enough. And everybody, is leaping before they look instead of, this is a famous quote because this is how people used to be, instead of looking before they leap. That was a famous quote. Look before you leap, right? See where you're going. I'm gonna land over there. Instead, they're just running off the cliff. You're like a farm animal. It's like the Native Americans leading cows off the ledge, and like the whole herd of cows just killed itself. That's what happened. That's what's going on. That's what this is essentially, right? That's what the Native Americans actually used to do. They used to lead cows and rile them up and get a stampede. Just like January, whatever, January 9th or 6th or whatever. I have trouble with memory. But the thing is, they got the stampede going, and then they started running, and that's what instigators do, is they'll go and break into it, or They will start a problem, and once the problem is started, then a stampede happens, and now people are dying. But hey, it's way beyond me throwing a leaf or throwing a rock. It's way beyond me taking the shot. They're trying to create a stampede, and I will say I'm proud that America has held on despite all of this shit, right? Despite everything that's going on, despite all this bullshit, America is still standing. Most other nations would have fallen by now, but America is still standing, right? So that's the issue. They're looking, or they aren't looking before they leap. That's literally the whole fucking problem. That's it. This is why, no matter what happens, it's a win. Because they don't see the other side before they act. And so, they're like, oh, well, in that case, it's a win. But in the situation where they understand it was a decision, a choice to make this or that, then they would understand they're backtracking in this case, right? Whereas if you know it's left or right, but if you think all you can do is go left, now right seems like, okay, let's go right instead. Right, but if you understand it's left or right, oh, left didn't work, now let's go right. You understand, like, the circumstance changes, right? In that case, it doesn't look like a win. You understand you're backtracking. As is, it's always going forward because it's always going forward because they are not informed, right? They don't realize that we could have went that way if we had more information, but instead we killed everyone on the left. But in truth, the problem is everyone on the right. But we killed everyone on the left already. We acted before we leapt. Or yeah, we acted before we looked. Instead of looking before you leap, right? If you look which house to raid, left or right. Oh, turns out we were gonna do left, but we looked instead of leaping, and they're in the right, so we're gonna go on the right side. Now you instead go into the right. Ding ding, you win. Right? That's what happens. That's literally it. People are getting riled up and they don't know why. That's why most Trump supporters are like, well, I didn't hear about that. I don't know about that, or I wasn't informed about that. It's because they're stupid. They don't know. That's what it is. They aren't informed. That's the problem, and they're leaping. They're leaping with that lack of information. The problem on the right is because the problem is with intelligence is there's always something to learn. At some point you need to stop learning and live, and that's where your life takes over, right? At some point you have to have kids and you settle down. The problem with the right, or the left rather, is most people have no point where they settle. They don't stop, but they just continually try to go up and try to better themselves more and more and more, and responsibility never sits in, basically, right? But anyways, I know this is correct because this makes sense, right? Like overall, all what I just said makes sense. People are acting because they aren't looking. If you looked and got informed, is this a problem? Is this an issue? Should we, is it necessary for us to do this right now? Right? You yourself, look into the matter. Don't just become part of the herd. Next thing you know, you're gonna get flung off a cliff and die with the rest of your brothers. That's basically what you're doing right now, right? You are being let off a cliff. So anyway, that's it. Thank you for your time. Alright, that's what I said. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for your time. A shout out would be appreciated because, like I said, they will refuse to spread my channel around or refuse to enter me into the algorithm. And the only way I can get around is by word of mouth. That is how anything gets around, anything good. Because the game is rigged, and the only way to unrig it is to participate. And participation means sharing my video, right? As a as an example, okay. Like I should be able to talk to Jasmine Crockett to Destiny. I should be able to get word to them, but I can't get word to them. There's so much fucking noise and there's so much bullshit. They live in these sheltered environments. It's hard. Like like right now is the only time in history where this will happen until the new technology exists, right? Because there's so much new technology because cell phones happened because of that whole hiccup. That's what happened. America is having a hiccup moment, right? The system is broken right now because new technology was implemented, and for the next 10 years, nobody was able to live their life. And now we're living through they are in charge. The people that couldn't live their life and had no structure are now leading the way. The problem is they don't know how to do it. The reason why is because of when cell phones. I grew up at a time when cell phones weren't a thing. When I was like, I want to watch that video, and I had to wait until the week at 5 o'clock, and during that time, I could watch that show, right? And you gotta understand, somebody was in charge. I chose to make that show at 5 o'clock. It's a prime time show. I know kids get home from school at 3, take an hour to shower, eat, get ready, blah blah blah, but fuck around. About 5 o'clock, they're generally either home or outside. That is the best time to do stuff. And then they have like at 9 o'clock is when everyone should be indoors, everyone should be inside. Like this is back in the day, right? Fortunately, the world is a good place. And like, if America was to go back in time, which is probably why they're trying to go back in time, is to make everyone that dumb and reluctant and stupid and obedient because the bad people are in charge right now, right? If we had the same leadership back then, we would have fallen already. But because America had people in the government like me, right, who are intelligent and who are fighting the good fight, right? Anyways, I've been talking for too long, so I'm not gonna make it too long. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Take it real, keep it easy, have a good one, be well, be happy, be safe. And I just realized I have it on that camera, and I should have had it on this one the whole fucking time. Sorry about that. Anyways, that's it. Be well, be happy, be safe. God bless. Take care. Be loved. I'm thankful. Be thankful. Share the wealth, share the life, share the love. Donate $1 million to me. Help my life become a better place. You know what I'm saying? Share me, promote me, get me around. Um, Cause I'm knowledgeable. I'm an intelligent person. I may not be educated in most of these departments. That's fine. I'm way more intelligent than you. And as far as this is why psychology is the prime example of the rule. Number one rule is because it's in everything. It's in everything you do. Even raising a children, it's called reverse psychology. That's the first thing you do. Reverse psychology. Don't drink that. I'll be back. Yeah, they drink it. Oh no! And then behind closed doors, you wanted them to drink it because it was his medicine. He didn't want to take his medicine, but you told him not to drink that. And reverse psychology. Anyways, be well and be safe. The world back then was way better than it is now because people cared and because people tried. Nowadays, everyone's just fucking around. No one gives a shit about nothing. That's why when I started, I said stop for a moment, stay a while, and listen. Right? Pause your game and just listen. Right? Unless you're like Destiny, where you can actually stop playing or listen to a stream while you're playing a video game. And then when something happens where I say to pay attention and look, and then in your video game you stop, Alt Tab, pause, go back, 15 seconds, get to a safe place in your video game or pause your video game, and you go and watch that bit. Pay attention real quick, cause this you gotta see this, and then I show you, and you're playing a game, but you paused it to see what I was showing you. But most of the I'm just talking. Play me in the background, right? But anyways, if you can, if you can, right? If you can't pay attention and do stuff and learn from stuff, um, like actually learn while you're playing, then stop playing and listen. Anyways, be well, be happy, be safe. Share the wealth, share the life, share the love, extend the ladders. Don't pull them up behind you, share them, extend them, help people, help starving children, help people that are suffering. The reason why bad exists is because of greed. The reason why bad exists is because of greed. Because people want to be ultra rich. That pulls money from people who should have it, right? The wealth have more, or the wealth has um, gathered at the top, the pinpoint, the pinnacle. Like Elon Musk is the most richest man in the world. All of that money should be distributed among America, among the world, right? It should help the world. There should be establishments everywhere. Instead, it's concentrating this one dude who's sending satellites into space so that the rich can get richer. Instead of helping the people survive, they're putting up more as. Anyways, that's it. I'm out here. Be well, be safe. Um, don't let the door hit you or they'll split you. And peace.